Hi, I'm Jamie Thurber, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and why I want to be a part of the first Phorm company as an athlete. So, I grew up in a pretty awesome household where we were taught hard work. We're never given anything. We had to work really hard for everything that we had. I mean, I remember having jobs from like the beginning. I was like 12 years old basically. And then when I turned 16, I worked 4 jobs up until I was in my early 20s, when I finally thought I had like made it, right? And I had this good job, but it was in a terrible atmosphere. It was super toxic. At the time, I was in an abusive relationship in my early 20s, and I overcame that. It broke me down into someone I didn't recognize anymore. I was always the strong girl, the one who's super motivated and helped other people along, but somehow found myself stuck in that situation. I was able to leave eventually and come out on the other side and rebuild. And it took me years, but I was able to do that. And it's funny because I wound up being in a similar situation with the people I worked for. So, very toxic, not a great place to surround yourself. But I did, and I had my head down, and I busted my ass for them. And I had the situation a couple of years ago where I made a decision to leave that company and go out on my own and build my own business. It has been an interesting journey, to say the least, and it's interesting because I would say that a lot of people, we all struggle with different things, and we all have different things in our past that make us who we are. And I could make you videos about all of that, and those things would take me hours, right, to tell you the stories. But I think the coolest thing about it is that I chose not to allow like domestic violence and that being a big part of my past to be what defines who I am today. I didn't choose to like plant my flag in that one situation and make that be what defines me. Instead, it was one bump in the road, something that I had to overcome. And since I have done that, like I said, and I've had the privilege of being able to work with some pretty awesome people and, doing my best to build my own business to where I can help as many people as I can by sharing my own life and my own struggles and experiences and things that have helped me and not helped me, and every time I failed and all of the things I've tried along the way. And it's been an interesting journey, but it's also been a journey where I found myself not around a lot of people who got it. There weren't a lot of people who understood, and trying to like balance the mindset behind that, like behind doing something that no one else understood, by thinking differently than most people around me. I grew up in a world where you grew up, you got married, white picket fence, had babies, had the job, and there was your life, and it was over. And that's what everybody strives to have, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that just isn't what I wanted or what I want out of my life. And so I started building something that looks nothing like anyone in my family or my close group of friends at the time had done. So when I found First Phorm and the community, it was a really in like almost like a breath of fresh air to see that there is other people who truly do work for the same things that I work for, meaning to not just be this like perfect figure that's supposed to inspire people, or this only show you the shiny penny side of my life, like being real and a human being, and being able to show people what real people go through, and inspire them and help them along the way through just being real. Like, I don't know how else to be. And so by finding First Phorm and seeing that that's what the company stands for, and they stand for being real human beings, for helping other people, and it's all about being able to inspire through like actually living your life as a real person and going through struggles and sharing them. It just meant a lot to me, and it meant a lot to me to see that I wasn't the only one out there, and it's been inspiring for me to help me even share and help more people along the way too. And that's my overall mission, is to help people realize that they really are in control of their own lives, and that by making different choices and by choosing discipline over excuses can create the reality that you want. Like, I'm living proof. The world that I live in now, it's nothing extravagant by any means, but it's very different than I ever thought I would have or could have. Like the freedom, and I physically always was sick. Like, I have, my blood sugar is something that they've never been able to define, but I have issues with that, and I was always sick. I would puke almost every morning, and I had no endurance, and I'd just get sick out of nowhere, basically to the point where I'd either pass out or I would wind up in bed for days or in the hospital. Something I never thought I could overcome, and I can say that, like, tell you now that this is I'm into this end of the second year where I decided to 100% commit to my health and, like, figure it out on my own by talking to professionals that were, like, nutritionists, not doctors, because the doctors were never able to help me, but hiring a trainer and committing to working out and going to the gym, and something I hated doing. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, that's just me being real. Like, everyone else is like, oh, I love the gym, it's so great. No, like, I never did. I've started to now, but I never knew I wanted the results I have now. I didn't know were possible. I didn't know I could have or feel the way I feel now, and being able to share that with people who feel hopeless or like they can't build anything physically is important to me. I mean, I fought my ass off to try to stay at 120 pounds, and I was eating like a grown, 250-pound man at that point, and it still was hard for me to maintain that weight. I'm 5'10", so that's not a really healthy weight to be at, obviously. And it's taken me 2 years to get over 130 pounds. And I can just tell you right now, I'm damn proud to say that I built that. And I want to help other people get the mindset that they need to build what they want to, whether it's gaining weight or losing weight or gaining muscle, whatever it may be. I think a lot of people forget that there's not just this, like, weight loss is not the only problem in the world of fitness that people come across. There's a lot more than that. Like, weight gain is hard for a lot of people too, and it's still a struggle. While it's a different struggle than most people know, it's still a struggle, and there's a lot of stereotyping around, the fitness industry. And so by being able to see that First Phorm stands for more than that, and it stands for, like, what is your individual journey, and sharing that, I can just tell you that, like, I feel it in my heart that I'm meant to be a part of this movement and be a part of this company. And it just feels like there's just no question to me when I see what the company stands for and the stuff they put out there, that I'm meant to be a part of it. And like, I feel it in my bones. And so I hope this is, making sense. It's hard to fit all this stuff into a short video, but it just really is my mission in life to show people that you don't need to be fitting in a stereotype or fitting inside of a box in order for you to live your life. Basically, you should try not to fit inside of a box and just be yourself and be real and be silly and have your struggles and share them. Share your triumphs and your failures, because the world is not all sunshine and roses, right? So being able to join forces or be a part of First Phorm would allow me to help spread my message and help influence and help more people on a bigger level. And I love that it's not just about, who's the prettiest, fittest, strongest person out there. It's about who's real and who has a heart and who wants to actually help. And those are morals and principles that run deep, deep in my veins. And so being a part of First Phorm as a sponsored athlete would be a dream come true, not to sound too cheesy, but it would. So it would be amazing. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.